Oh, hello, world. Yeah, it's me again. I'm just having a sip of tea, just trying to get a little bit of moisture in my otherwise dry mouth. Oh, right, first cab off the rank. Local weather report. Ta-da! Well, today's uh, clear, sunny. Temperature in my shed's 29 degrees, but I think it's around about 20, 25, 26 C. It's and the humidity's up again, 72%. With forecast for the next 3 days is for, as I said in yesterday's live stream, for a bit of a mini heat wave. I think tomorrow is going to be something like 33, and similar on Thursday, and I think Friday's, pardon me, is going to be around 35. Oh, yeah. But then hopefully that will be the last of it. But at least the nights have been cooling down a little, and you can tend to put up with the heat through the day. As long as the nights cool down, you sleep better when it's cool to cold. Well, I do anyway. Right, so I've made some notes today. So hopefully I won't be umming and ahhing as often as I have been doing. First off, I'd like to say a big hello to and a thank you to D.S.E.T. Now, I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly, Ms. Biswas, Biswas, but I try. You can't blame me for not trying. And Ms. Biswas happens to be my number one fan on Google Plus, because she invariably will give the greater majority of my posts a like. And I really appreciate that, because not many others give my posts a like. So a big thank you again, Ms. Biswas. And I'd also like to say hello to my number 2 and 3 fans, DT Nina and Vina Devraj. And again, I hope I pronounced your surname correctly, Vina. Right. But, you know, as I said before, that they're all women. What can I say? It must be my my manly appearance, my manly good looks. These women just find me irresistible. It must be that. Anyhow, today I'm still waiting for the delivery of my chronograph. It was supposed to come today, but it's only 2 minutes past 1 here on the east coast of Australia, and so it might come today. I can only wait and see. But you know, I was watching a TV show just recently. I just popped the TV on when I come down to the shed for no particular reason. Well, no, that's not quite true. I like to see what's going on here in Australia and around the world, and of course, Vanuatu is still very much in the news with Just Cause. Those poor folk, oh, God almighty, terrible thing to happen to them. But I also noticed that there was a young woman wearing a pair of holy jeans. Holy jeans. You know, I've seen them around all the time. You know, and tattered shorts as well that these that women wear. And you know, it doesn't make sense to me. You know, why would anyone in their right mind buy a new pair of holy jeans or ragged shorts? I mean, sure, maybe it's a fashion statement, but you know, to me that just doesn't make sense. I wonder if I should get rid of these horns. Just a sec. I think I will. There we go. Ah, they're gone. What about that instead? Looks ridiculous, doesn't it? Now, look, that's better. That's me. King John. Yeah, I like that. Nah, forget it. Yeah, I just don't understand understand that psychology. I mean, if you could, why not buy a cheap pair of new jeans and cut holes in yourself instead of paying large amount of money for these fashion statements. Oh, well, to each their own, I guess. And also of late, that's been in the news here in Australia, has been the tax evasion by companies like a big multinational company like Apple. Now, they pay, according to the reports, very little tax on the billions of dollars they earn here in Australia. Most of it going offshore. Now, that's just plain wrong. You know, if it's good enough for the hardworking folk of this country of ours to pay their taxes, their fair share of tax on the money they earn, then it has to be fair and just that companies like Apple pay their tax as well. But you know, I'm not surprised because this government of ours is truly gutless. I mean, it just lets them get away with it, and it shouldn't. You know, it's about time they pull their fingers out and lay down the law to Apple. Oh, you hear that they're doing something about it and being investigated, but that's all a lot of baloney because nothing will come of it. You know, Apple's laughing all the way to the bank. You know, and there's other companies as well. I mean, it's not just Apple. We've got other multinational companies here that are doing exactly the same thing as it is with this so-called Church of Scientology. But what a lot of garbage that place is. That's not a church. That's a church in name only. You know, and it doesn't pay any tax whatsoever. Not a cent. Because it's looked upon as being a church. It's not a church. It's just it just goes under the name of a church in order to lull people in and then brainwash them and part them with their hard-earned money. You know, I just don't understand it. You know, it is really high time that this government has really pulled their finger out with you know, with these multinationals and the Scientology mob. It's just not right. You know, I put up your presenting to everyone, which I don't really understand. I thought that this is a live stream. I don't think it is. I know it is. It's a live stream, and it's going out there live. It'll be automatically uploaded to YouTube, and anyone, anywhere, will be able to watch it. Yeah, not many people do watch it. In fact, as I said, Miss Bizarre is about the only person who has watched my videos. Well, I think she's watched them. Maybe she's just given it a like because she's seen my beautiful face in the thumbnail. Oh dear. And a bit of trivia. I got around to doing a welding project yesterday afternoon. It's this old petrol pump that I'm doing up for my wife, and I did get around to welding it to a Trident stand, and I gave it a coat of underpaint. I gave it a coat of undercoat, anti-rust undercoat, and then today I'll get around to giving it a coat of bright yellow, and then she can plonk it in the garden. She's going to plonk it in the garden in the backyard because it's a real collector's item. And if she plonked it in the front yard, some mongrel would come along and knock it off. Well, you know, but people do that all the time. They just can't help themselves, helping themselves to other people's property. And but I also mentioned before that my wife's mother passed away some time ago, and she and her brother and his wife have been cleaning out the house in preparation to sell it, and they've come across some real little gems underneath the house. One was an old Castrol oil tin. Now these things are real collector's items. And there's a lady that comes around, has been buying a lot of the stuff that otherwise might have been thrown out as garbage or put out front on the curbside pickup, which happens I think it's every 6 months in different areas of Coffs Harbour. And yeah, and that can, some of that can's worth anywhere between $85 and $150. I mean, you know, they're real collector's items. Just as the old metal signs that you used to see on corner shops going back, you know, donkey years ago. Yeah, those things are real collector's items. In fact, you know, the saying, what's old is new again, is very, very true. Now, what else did I have here on my notes? Holy smoke. That's all I had on my notes. See, excuse me while I just have another sip of tea. And a bit more trivia. I went out yesterday to start my four-wheel drive. I hadn't started it for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I had a feeling that the battery was going to be flat, and it was. But just as well, I've got a jump start unit in the back of the vehicle, and I was able to start it, no problem whatsoever. But it just goes to show, you know, that if you're going to leave a vehicle standing around for a while, that's probably a good idea to disconnect the battery. But I just didn't get around to doing that. Well, I couldn't have been bothered either, because I always plan to start it. I usually start it and run it for twice a week for 20 or 30 minutes, just to keep the battery charged up. You know, it doesn't take long to charge a flat battery in a vehicle. Something like about 20 or 30 minutes. You just leave the vehicle running for 20 or 30 minutes, and Bob's your uncle. Oh yeah, my back's still sore. We had an old mattress. We'd had it for a long time, and I found nothing wrong with it. You know, I slept fine on it. But my wife decided to buy a new one only a few months ago. I paid $1,000 for it, and ever since, my back's been playing up. I know it's too late now because the old mattress is gone. We gave it to a charity here, a local charity in Coffs, and I've just got to grin and bear it. Perhaps it's time I'll get out my inversion machine and just hung around for a few minutes on it. Pardon the pun. But no, the inversion machines can be very beneficial. I find that it helps with my emphysema as well. Perhaps it's the blood rush to the lungs by lying at 45 degrees or so. That helps. But yeah, when I get up, when I right myself, I can breathe a lot better. But can't go around hanging upside down all the time, can you? No, because I'm not a bat, nor am I Dracula. Oh dear. You know, I've been thinking of getting another camera, like a web camera, because I don't know whether the stop-start motion is due to the camera inbuilt into my laptop, or not. But I figure that if I buy another camera and hook it up, maybe I'll get, I might be able to prevent that sort of lag. But that could be due to the live stream too. I really don't know. Oh God, just wait till I sit back a little bit. Oh, jeez. Oh God. Now listen, I've only been on air for 12 minutes, and I can't think of anything else I need to say. We did have a problem with our neighbours, our immediate neighbours at the back here. They've got some rabbits. I love bunnies, and furry little animals. And they started to be regular visitors in our backyard. And it was okay when they were tiny little ones. In fact, I made a few videos. I recorded them and uploaded them to YouTube. But now that they've grown up, and bunnies do what bunnies do best, eat, and of course they defecate a lot too. They're probably in the top 5 of animals that defecate a lot. I mean, mice do, and rats do, and cockroaches and so on. But bunnies are right up there. They're putting little deposits all over the yard, which is okay. Doesn't bother me at all. The problem with them though is that they've been eating my wife's much loved plants, and she got her knickers in a knot, and rightfully so. And she got busy, and she put wire netting underneath the fence on both sides of the backyard, and at the back fence. But there's one little bunny, a white bunny, who somehow still manages to get into the yard, and every time it does, I've got to shoo it away. But he's nothing if not persistent, or it might be a she, I don't know. And the trouble is with bunnies is that there's something else they do very well, and that's multiply. So there's every chance that these bunnies will have more bunnies, and in turn those bunnies will have more bunnies as well. And you can imagine what's going to happen then, can't you? Oh yeah, you can imagine. What's this? Support assistance. Oh, that's from Dell. I don't know why they do that, because my warranty on my Dell computers finished about 12 months ago. But anyhow, they're probably trying to sell me an extended warranty, which I think is an exercise, not a futility. Why didn't they try to sell me an extended warranty when I got the laptop, a couple of years ago. That makes sense. Oh dear. Yeah, I still got a bit of a sore throat. I really am falling to pieces. I really am. I don't know. The last couple of days, I've been really out of sorts. I haven't even been bothered to do any of my to write a blog on Google Plus of late. It's got a lot to do with motivation too. I'm nowhere near as motivated as I once was. I've got a lot of work to do to get ready to go away in a couple of months' time. I really keep putting it off. I keep procrastinating. It's like the lawn. I can use the wet weather excuse because the lawns are very wet and soggy, and I don't like mowing the lawns when they're wet and soggy. But if this hot weather keeps up, well, come Friday or Saturday, the ground will be dried out, and I won't have the excuse. Well, I'll just have to pull my finger out and start the line trimmer, do the edges, and then get stuck into the mowing. Oh God, my aching back. Oh dear. But anyhow, I'm not going to hang around any longer because I've said what I wanted to say, and I'll probably think of something else that I wanted to say but I didn't make a note of. But isn't that always the way? It's like when you get into a heated debate with someone, and once the debate's over, all these things pop into your head that you should have said. Human nature, isn't it? It's just the way it is. Happens all the time. Anyhow, I was thinking today also of going down to the city centre mall here in Coffs to give away some copies, free copies of my first self-published novel, Aggravation. I can't sell them. I've got about 2,400 copies clogging up my shed here. And try as I have and try as I did, I cannot sell them. So I thought I might just pop the GoPro on my cap, go down to the city centre mall with 3 boxes of books on a trolley, and just give them away. It's a bit of an experiment too, because it seems to me that a lot of people don't read. I mean, that's a real tragedy. And my late brother once said to me that he hadn't read a book since he left school. And I said to him, that was a real tragedy. That is a real tragedy. Because I've been a reader most of my life, a very avid reader. And but it seems to me that when it comes to my books, that people don't want to read them. I even got onto Google Plus a couple of months ago and offered my books for free that can be uploaded to your email address, ebooks, and not one person took me up on the offer. Now, I don't know if they were worried about giving me their email address, but all they had to do was get onto my website, johnsbooksasp.com.au, and click the contact link, and they can just send me their email address in private. They don't have to do it on Google Plus. But no one was interested. And it's the same when you ask the question on Google Plus. There's a lot of very smart people out there, and a lot of very smart people on Google Plus, but no one answers you. You have a question. There's something bugging you. You don't know what to do, and you ask if anyone's got any ideas. I do the same on Facebook. Well, I used to, but no one ever answered my questions. I figured, what the hell? Forget it. It's a waste of time. Well, at least it is for me anyway. Oh, well, such is life, I guess. But anyhow, I'm going to, at 1:18, I'm going to call it quits on this live stream, because I'm not going to waste my time. And if by chance anyone else's time who happens to be watching, which they probably aren't, sitting around like a shag on a rock and behaving like a stupid old fool. And there's no point in that at all, is there? No. So anyhow, my friends, anyone who watched, I will thank you for watching, and bye for now.